Morning, everybody. Welcome to Lockpod, Season 10, Episode 13. High energy, Tom McDermott here.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
High
welcome.
energy.
No,
Listen to you coming out.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
How
Morning,
are you?
Compass.
You got your shirt on?
I do. Hi, Jill. Good morning.
Hey,
Isn't
New
that
York,
a shirt?
New York Yankees hat. With green. What's up with that?
they were my postseason team when they were good.
Back when they were in the
You're a White
playoffs.
Sox
They
fan.
made
Like
16
I am
years
a
in a
fan.
row.
You can't pull
I-
for teams in the same league.
Agree.
Jill.
You can,
No.
because the Sox never made the postseason.
This is a good point.
I was a fan when they had Pettit and Mariana and Posada.
You and Marissa have that in common. You know that?
Oh, look at us!
Yankees.
Mhm.
Look at us!
That's why you wanted to take her to Taylor Swift concert. See, it's all coming out. They have these common.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Huh.
By the
Yeah,
way,
shout out.
I did not know you had that shirt because that is a shirt that I remember you saying you wanted when we were at some shows and you never got it.
I ordered it online. That's so
Ah.
good. I like the fact that Kevin keeps track of my wardrobe.
Well,
It feels safe.
because
Add
He
it
knows
to
my
your
shirts,
resume,
John.
Kevin.
Morning, John.
Hey, man, is it an authentic Dead shirt?
Yeah,
Or
I
is
ordered
it
it
like
from dead.co.
Nice.
because remember there was that shirt that like I wanted in San Francisco or we were talking about.
Yeah, the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah.
Dead shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh.
fucked up. By not
Unavailable.
Well, we were too stupid to order it at the event, so we were just like, we'll order it online.
Yep.
Sold out. And then,
Sure,
like,
so
they're
good.
not
Yeah.
making, because they don't even know if they're touring again. So, and they're certainly not making, like, this special show
For sure.
shirt.
For sure.
We fucked up. It was a badass shirt, too. It was a San Francisco Giants Grateful Dead shirt, and it was so unique. Like, you'll never get that again. But, yeah, if you're extra small, you can get it.
I am not.
Like, Marissa could get one.
I am not.
Yeah, but you cannot.
An extra small would look bad on me.
Yeah?
I think so.
Could be sexy.
No. It is anti-sexy.
We did a John Mayer concert, 11 dudes in a suite.
That
So-
alone,
Dude.
John,
wait,
right?
Wait. Full
11
stop.
dudes.
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about going to this concert?
Yeah, it was a guy thing, though.
Yeah, but again, let's add this to the Taylor Swift where you promised me a concert and
Wow.
didn't deliver.
This is really
Show's
good.
over, folks.
Tom has
No,
he's like,
There's not many guy things left in the
Oh,
world, Joe.
that
There's-
is your excuse
You have
for
women,
everything.
like influential women. You have like
Yeah.
all this shit.
Who's
we have
your
nothing
women
anymore.
forward?
Me too.
Who's your women forward? Me too,
Yes.
right?
Where
We
can
got
the men
nothing.
go?
We got nothing, Jill.
Butler National Golf
So
Course in this show.
Or
I-
just stop promising me things that you're not going to deliver on.
I guard it zealously. The guy things, I guard zealously.
Everything
because
you do is a
guys
guy
are-
thing.
I don't know if you realize that.
Everything
Like,
you do is
I don't know if you
Is
realize
not
that
true.
guys are being phased out of importance. So
Yeah.
like, I am protecting.
You guys
the-
had a good run.
We did have a
Yeah.
good run, like all of history.
millennia.
But it's over. Like
It figures we're alive when it goes
fucking
down.
always
the tubes.
happens to me, dude. Like when I got in the Navy, I would be like, the common theme was, this was so awesome to be in the Navy 5 years ago. I'm like, why the fuck am I here now? I always just miss the cool stuff. And then, you know, you get in a public office, they're like, oh, it sucks now, but like 10 years ago, you can do this and this. You know, everywhere I go, it's like that.
Yeah.
I just miss the cool stuff.
The Dead was better when Jerry Garcia was alive.
Of course, you know. Everything I do is a little bit too late. I noticed that.
Let's talk about this. So, Tom, you thought this is a great idea. Heartthrob John Mayer. Let's get 11 guys to go.
Yeah.
Totally
Okay.
sounds like a guy trip.
Yeah,
Completely.
I didn't think about it like that. As it turns out, when we were walking in
It's
together,
just your excuse.
We noticed that
I was
most
just
every
like-
other guy was with a date.
yes, or as a group of women, or people
True.
on dates,
That's true.
and then us.
Huh, how did you not see that coming?
Yeah.
By the way, I thought
should've
the show
probably-
was good.
I should have probably like brought a date. I mean, brought Marissa, not brought a date.
What?
I should've,
Marissa,
like-
you and 10 guys?
Yeah,
The companion
I
pass?
could have been like couples. It could have been couples easily. I
Yeah.
just decided.
I thought it was great.
I did too.
Yeah,
And you know, we don't have enough guy things nowadays,
Yeah.
right?
It was a
Right,
good
John?
trip.
yeah. I'll be honest. Like when I first heard about this, I thought it was like John Mayer with a band. It was just John Mayer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
solo acoustic.
So I think that
Acoustic.
made it more feminine, for lack of a
Yeah,
better word.
agreed.
I thought I'll tell you.
It was intimate. It was
I
intimate.
It was intimate.
It was intimate, and I was next to Vesmar.
I was
Yes.
into it.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
dark.
You were
there,
into
too.
it.
I was into
Yeah,
it.
man.
I like the acoustic. I love acoustic. It's like John when we
Oh
went-
no, I did too. I
when
like
we
it.
saw Ryan Adams, it was
Yeah.
acoustic.
But it was a smaller. So that was Chicago Theater, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How did you guys feel about solo in United Center? Did,
yeah.
Did
plus,
it land
like,
the same?
We
No.
were,
Yeah.
but like we were like sort of separated because where we were, we're not complaining, by the way. Okay, but where we were a little bit removed because we were a
True.
little further out.
Mhm.
Okay, so like, and we're not complaining at all.
Oh no.
It was a really nice event, but like we were a little far.
Yeah, in an acoustic show, you kind of feel like,
Right.
like I was just saying, like that Ryan Adams show. Chicago Theater is a great size for an acoustic, right?
Right.
This is
if
like
it's acoustic, yeah, we were a little removed. Like if it's like rock and it's loud, I don't think it's such a big deal where we were. But in a quieter type of venue, a quieter type of show, we were pretty far away.
I had a hard time hearing what he was saying.
Yeah.
Like it didn't.
Yeah,
Speakers
I know.
were like pointing up.
We
at
couldn't
us.
hear his talking. Right?
Correct.
His talking was like
Yes.
where we were, right?
Which is
we
kind
were
of a
like,
bummer.
We were sort of, because he was doing a lot of talking with the audience, and they were laughing a lot. So I think he was being funny.
Yeah, and there was a great surprise he did. John, you've got that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is great.
Well,
so
intro
ahead.
it.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom. Intro the surprise.
You know, I'm a Deadhead, and I love John Mayer because he's the lead singer for the Dead.
And
The
Company.
Dead Company, right?
And kept it going.
And I'm a fucking freak about this guy. Like, I've never even used to like him, and now I'm like a fanboy. I stalked him out at Wrigley Field one year, and
How'd that go?
I saw him. I filmed him, if you remember correctly. It got a
Yes.
lot of views. So
Unlike
when John
this
Mayer
show.
wants to come to United Center, I wanted to like take my boys and stalk my favorite man, and so we went there, and I was just waiting for a Dead song. So I'd like looked at all the set lists. I was waiting, and I knew I was telling Kevin, who's my fellow Deadhead, I was like, Kev, if he plays a Dead song, it's going to be when he's on the piano. He's going to play Friend of the Devil.
Yeah, because you had said that in past shows that's what he did, and I looked.
He
him
has
up
the
too,
same
and
order.
that's exactly that's the only Dead show I saw over the past 10 shows.
Right. We're a Dead song, right?
Yes.
It was Friend of the Devil on the piano.
Yes.
So he went to the piano, and we were waiting, and he didn't play Friend of the Devil.
And we
Because
were
every
like,
show's
oh,
different.
man, he's not going to do it.
He's like a Dead touring. He does no show is ever the same. It's always
Although
different.
many of the songs are.
Yeah, he starts off
repetitive.
the same, but like it's different shows every time, right? So we sort of let our guard down after he gets off the piano. He's not going to play Dead. So we're all sitting there and doing our thing. And like I said, we were sort of removed. So we were talking amongst ourselves. And then I started hearing Bertha.
Yeah, here he goes. Here's the intro to it.
Do you want me to play Tom's clip or
No,
this YouTube?
This is
clip?
we're going to do Tom.
This is a good one.
We're talking
Yeah.
about what Tom did after.
Yes. Okay. This is okay.
I love this city so much. I had no intention of playing this song on this stage, but you make me feel so comfortable. When I running from the window,
You going to play the whole thing? Or?
Nah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Literally at this
I can
the rest
moment,
of the show.
at this
Fine.
moment, Tom jumps up and goes,
And I screamed,
I was
panicky.
like, oh shit, what's happening?
No, it
couldn't
was weird.
believe it,
We
though.
weren't paying that close of attention to the show.
Right.
And then I heard like, I have to
man.
and I was like, ah!
Not even that. It was like
I
just
like freaked. And then I jumped up, I yell at Kevin, and I like jumped to a private part of where we were hanging, and I start filming it. And I'm sitting there the whole song, like trying to stay still. I'm like, I feel like I'm the only Deadhead in the whole place. I have a obligation, and I knew Bertha. He'd never played this before, so
Yeah, had
I'm
not.
fucking like literally like super excited, borderline shaking a little bit, right? And I'm like
Did you
filming
pee
it,
a little bit?
huh?
Did you pee a little bit?
My-
"Yeah."
No, this is even worse
he
actually.
was too focused.
Because nobody would have realized I peed. So like I'm sitting there and everybody knew I was super
Right.
excited.
For like 2 minutes. You're,
I
you're
taped
alone.
the whole song because I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm gonna put this on TikTok. It's gonna go fucking viral.
He did
I'm
like
gonna be famous.
He did
the
like the
famous.
first. He did the first two verses and then a couple choruses.
So I'm like, holy shit, like the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then like I knew he was getting ready to wind down, and I looked up at my timer and it says 0000 across it, and I'm like,
Tom looks at me. He's like, "I'm a crackhead. You can't believe I just."
crackhead.
I fucking didn't film. I'm holding my phone out in front of me the whole damn song, and I didn't film a damn. I filmed like 10 seconds.
Well, here,
my phone.
Here's what
scrammed.
Tom filmed.
Yeah.
Here's what
Yeah.
Tom was able to film.
That was the end. That's what I got.
Oh, that's funny, dude. That's
not-
the entire clip, folks.
That's
14
Tom's
seconds.
That's not gonna go viral.
No. Look, I got Bertha. You put that up. Not many views.
No.
He must be doing a Dead song at each of his shows.
Nope.
Because
Nope.
I saw an article that he did a Dead song and then he
It's Friend of the
bled-
Friend
Devil.
of the Devil.
bled
Every
into
time.
Body is a Wonderland.
Not this time.
No.
That's it. Okay. So
Good job.
interesting, Jill.
Good job, Jill. So we watched the set note because honestly, if I didn't think he had a chance to play it, I'm probably less inclined to go to the show.
Well, tell a story what he does at Dead shows first, because this is. Kind
Oh,
of-
okay.
yeah.
So when he's at Dead shows, sometimes when like stuff during the show happens, like a guitar string breaks or something, and they're like killing a little bit of time on stage, you know, he jokes with the crowd a lot. He'll be sitting there and he'll be joking with the crowd. And then I remember one time we were at a Chicago show and John Mayer goes up to the microphone and he's like killing time. Everybody's just sort of waiting around. He's like, you guys want me to play Your Body is a Wonderland? And everybody starts laughing, right? Because nobody's there to listen to his John Mayer stuff, right? So in this show, so he plays Bertha. And everybody is like, holy shit. Like all the deadheads are like, you see all the phones are going up, right? And then the next song he comes into it, he starts playing what turns out to be Dark Star. And we're like, 2 fucking Dead songs in a row? This is crazy. And Dark Star has like a slow lead in, and he's like playing it. And we're like, all the phones are going up. Kevin and I are like, oh my God, 2 shows in a row, right? And then he goes into Your Body is a Wonderland, like right after it. And everybody was waiting, and he starts laughing like, I shouldn't been able to do that stuff.
He flipped the joke.
Yeah,
he
totally
flipped the
awesome.
joke. It was really cool.
So did you go down the rabbit hole yet? Now that you're a Swiftie,
What do you mean?
she used to date him. They
Oh, we know
wrote
that.
a bunch
We know
of
that.
songs about
I know
each
all
other.
that. Dear
Paper
John,
Doll,
Paper
Paper
Doll.
Doll.
I
Yeah.
know all that stuff.
Dear
Joe.
John is about.
Yeah.
Dear
John is
John
about
is
him?
about him, and then Paper Doll is about her.
There's like a whole album about him.
Really? I know. That's why
Another reason.
Oh.
Another
So
reason
rabbit
I'm not
hole.
a Swiftie.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
No.
Dude, my algorithm is all about her now. It's her.
Who's this?
Sorry to hear
My
that.
algorithm
It's her
is-
and Palestinians.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, Palestinians in the stock market. That's pretty much my
Wow.
algorithm.
Wow.
You can figure out, like, that's a fun game. Go with your friend, get each other's TikTok, open it, and then flip through and tell me if you still want to be friends with that person after watching a few videos. Right? That's a fun game. We did that at a bar one time.
Yeah.
Laughing our ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin's was like kittens and weird shit. Like, it was like, what the fuck?
Kittens and
It was weird, man. I'm like, who is this guy? That's my lawyer. I thought I knew him until I looked at his algorithm.
Well, I'm not.
He's
you know,
creepy.
I'm not chasing like dancing girls on my algorithm.
My algorithm's not like that anymore. When it first started out, it was definitely like that. It's
what
more
they all
sophisticated
say.
now.
It's more sophisticated.
My algorithm
Yeah,
is
it's Taylor
intense.
Swift now. He's moved up to Taylor
Yeah,
Swift.
Taylor Swift dancing. It's a lot different.
Well, all in all, great show. And John Mayer put on a. John Wright, what'd you think?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
He's so good live.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean,
If
I would,
only you were there.
Yes.
Next time.
Go by myself.
Next, you heard that, Jill?
Next
Next
You
time.
time.
shut your
asshole.
mouth. You're dead to me.
Shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth. Jill, once you shot me down for Taylor Swift, it was
You're
the
my
same
paper
after.
doll.
Oh,
I like it.
damn.
I'm going to have to listen to that song.
Same.
So check this out. So last night, Kevin and I go from 2 nights ago, John Mayer boys trip. Last night, Lake County judges.
Whoa.
Hanging with the judges.
Much more official of a situation.
We were, like,
the
all
mayor did not
sophisticated.
have his dead shirt on.
I had a black suit on with a tie.
Yes.
I don't wear suit and tie very often anymore.
Uh-huh.
I noticed that. But last night, I was all spiffied up.
He was the judge's husband.
So check this out.
Right.
I was the mayor last night. Thank you. Judge's husband. What kind of shit is that? I love my judge.
Yeah.
Am I,
But it was a
am I allowed to
judge's-
say
it was a
that?
ju-
Dude,
yeah,
I'll
you
probably
can
get
say that.
disciplined for saying that.
No.
Right?
Thank
They're
you.
like,
You
oh,
can
you're
say that.
insinuating you have special privileges with the judge.
Well, you
For
can't,
legal
you
reasons.
can't practice
I
there.
sort of
so.
do, right?
Yeah, I
Whoa,
would say
no.
yes.
With that judge.
I would say yes. You do.
I'm
have
talking
special
about Judge
privileges.
McDermott for the record. No
course.
other judge.
Your wife.
Right. She's
I'd
telling
say
me
you
to
have
shut
special
up.
privileges.
She's telling me to shut up. Is she in chat?
No.
She's like,
I was just
shut up.
checking,
Okay.
though.
It's coming.
I was
It's
just
coming.
checking.
Trust
All
me.
Wait
right,
for
I'll
it.
stop.
Delay.
I promise. I'll stop. So anyway, yeah, we had we were hanging with. I know we were there. Like Kevin and I, Judge Marissa was there. Shauna was there. We had Kristen from law office was there.
Yeah,
Shauna?
yeah. Shauna was there. Yeah,
She's
Shauna
in
was
chat.
There. Oh, nice.
Hey,
She
Shauna.
was there.
Yeah, it was good to see her.
Really nice event. Renee Garza, who's the president
Yeah.
of the bar, she's works at the Hammond Legal Aid Clinic, and she's done a great job in making and kind of highlighting Hammond this year. She did her inauguration at the Sportsplex. The golf outing was at the Lost Marsh Golf Course,
Yeah.
and the judge's reception was at the federal courthouse, which a lot of lawyers don't really get a chance to visit if they don't practice there.
You know what's cool? It's just I really enjoy. First off, I noticed there was a few Lake County judges there, but not a lot.
Oh, I saw many.
Yeah,
Although I didn't, I saw
Judge
some. We
Doc.
had a great conversation with Judge Hawkins. I saw Judge
Judge
Cedia.
Hawkins was there. Yeah,
Saw Judge
I didn't see Judge
Cantar.
Yeah, Judge Cantar
Yeah.
saw.
Saw Judge Sasha.
Okay.
She was there.
Judge Simon was there from the federal bench.
Uh-huh.
Who's
Saw
badass.
some magistrates.
Yeah, saw some.
Yeah.
It was really cool. It was fun. It's good to see everybody in downtown Hammond, but downtown Hammond is like completely under construction, and it's sort of embarrassing because it's hard just to get around downtown Hammond right now.
If
It's
you
so
know Hammond, it's
I
hard
know
to get
Hammond,
around.
and I went the wrong way last
Right.
night, and I'm the freaking mayor.
Yep.
I can't imagine if you're not from Hammond, you're like trying to get to the federal courthouse. It's literally in the heart of the construction zone.
Yeah, I saw like Larry Evans. I'm thinking, oh man, Larry
my
probably had
God,
such a
dude,
tough
no
time from
kidding.
Valpo. He like got off the toll road, had to like take 50 turns to get to the courthouse.
Yeah,
and,
you know, that's what it is right now.
But it was cool. And by the way, anybody who hadn't been downtown in a while or in that part of Hammond probably was like, holy cow, there's a lot of construction. I heard a couple people say, like, I can't believe how good that Cammie National Bank building looks under construction.
Yeah.
All the South Shore stuff. So
yeah, it was cool.
Kind of cool.
Even just hearing some of the federal judges talking about, because they see it firsthand. They're sitting right there downtown and just talking about all the construction going on around them. And I keep promising them it's going to be nice when it's done. I'm like, I promise you, it's painful.
Well, I mean,
they have to live there and they have to work there. And all their
Absolutely.
jurors have to get there.
Yeah,
Imagine how much of a
good
pain
point.
it is their ass. Like they have constant headaches because of the
U.S. Attorney's Office.
Oh my
everybody there,
God,
yeah.
it's so embarrassing. But it's pain, but we're going to be done with it, and it's going to be gorgeous when it's done.
And I think that's the point. I mean, the alternative is like, hey, there's nothing going on here downtown. Man, it's a dead, it's dead.
Would it be better if you had nice, crumbling streets leading into it with
Right.
no traffic?
With no one around, right?
Instead, we have total construction and traffic everywhere. So,
Well, great job. By the way, I don't think you announced
I didn't.
today's episode sponsor.
Whoa.
Misprint Printing. I forgot to come in and say this episode, Season 10, Episode 13, is sponsored by Misprint Printing.
Oh,
Damn, man, it's a projectile.
that was a terrible
Kevin
bounce.
is not
as good as you at
Not
that.
ready with the
No.
metal business card. He's
Sorry, Rick.
launched it across the room.
Kevin doesn't know how to hit it.
There's, yeah,
Nope.
that's the name of the story.
That's the name of the episode.
Yeah.
Great.
Misprint Printing.
Forever.
Kevin
For
doesn't know how to
eternity.
hit it.
For eternity. That's what I get.
Yeah, that's gonna be. That's the last one we leave up for the half a year, right?
Yeah.
Kevin doesn't know
My
how to
great
hit it.
grandkids in 50 years will look at it.
Misprint Printing. Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicago and Northwest Indiana. They have a 30-year legacy of excellence. They have an experienced team led by Rick Baltensberger. They combine innovation and technology to deliver your order always on time, always under budget. Visit them at misprintusa.com.
Thank you to our episode sponsor.
Yeah.
Let's roll right into some other ads and keep moving. Cantrell & Cantrell, attorneys at law. When you're facing legal challenges or injuries, they're here to guide you through the process. Their dedicated team, including John and Kristen Cantrell, are in court and at the jail every day, ready to fight for your rights to party. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW. That's 219-554-4LAW. Or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com and discover how they can make a difference in your case.
Calumet Brewing, Busch Light, the coldest and smoothest light lager, is calling you to embrace the great outdoors, the roar of NASCAR, and the joy of cracking a cold one. Celebrate life's moments with Busch Light, and then head over to Cal Brew on Facebook or Instagram for a chance to win a Busch Light Igloo cooler. Visit busch.com and their social media pages for exciting updates and events. Head for the mountains of Busch Light and enjoy beers and cheers responsibly.
That was a good read. Damn, they got to tape that
I
one.
brought my A game
He's
today.
just trying to make it up to you, Jill.
No,
yeah.
because I
Hey,
saw-
all
Jill, that's
bullshit.
an awesome
All
read.
bullshit.
You sound so good today, Jill. You do.
Oh, bullshit. Don't hate me.
Calumet Brewing, Busch Light, the coldest, smoothest light lager, is calling you to.
Literally just read that.
Oh shit! My
He
bad.
said it was a great read. He
I
wasn't
was
even
so
listening.
That good, huh?
He wasn't
He
listening.
was so enamored by the read, he forgot where he was on his page.
Customer Insurance Agency. For decades, the Ron J. Customer Insurance Agency has been your trusted neighbor
boy.
right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. Their wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more, has helped over 1,000 individuals and businesses throughout the Chicagoland area. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. That's right, 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you. I just saw the other day, Hammond was doing a big cleanup in Hessville, and I looked at the picture of the people that were doing it, and guess who's right there in the picture? Ronnie Prestimer.
That's
out there
awesome. Wow.
in Hessville cleaning up, picking up litter and stuff like
They're
that.
not just an insurance agency. They're
No.
part of the community.
That's
They are.
that's something
Yeah.
you should take into
Agreed.
consideration when you're buying insurance. Is
Yeah.
they do a Hammond Hessville cleanup, and who's out there cleaning up? Insurance, Prestimer Insurance Agency.
Yeah, I mean, it goes to show you that, they're not just there to do business. They care about where they're at.
Yeah, man.
So
That's good stuff.
cool. Thank you, Ron and Ronnie Prestimer. Byway Brewing is a Byway Brewing, a family-friendly microbrewery, welcomes you to their spacious tap room and outdoor patio. Enjoy award-winning craft beer, a chef-driven menu, and craft draft cocktails. Their unique brewing equipment and production facility provide a perfect backdrop for private events, whether it's a bridal shower, reunion, or corporate party. With their new food truck, they can cater your corporate and private events off-site. Customer service is their top priority at Byway Brewing, just off of 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Discover more at bywaybrewing.beer. Thank you to our sponsors, including our episode sponsor, Miss Print Printing.
Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu. It's like etched in my brain. Speaking of Byway.
I thought you were just trying to read what I just read again.
So check this out.
Did Jill.
So the other day, this is something for you Byway fans out there. I did not realize. So I go to an event at the South Shore Convention and Visitors Bureau the other day, and they were serving breakfast. That was a long thing I got stuck in. No offense, Dave. Yeah, it was like 2.5 hours long. But anyway, they were serving
You
breakfast.
love long events.
Served breakfast from Byway, and I'm like, Byway
What?
breakfast?
What?
It was impeccable.
Well,
it was
everything I've ever
freaking
had there is
delicious.
delicious.
It was delicious, dude. Like high quality breakfast, like upper echelon stuff.
We need to add that,
Not like-
including breakfast.
Not like freaking the Wheel. No offense to the Wheel. God damn, I go to the Wheel every day.
I'm going there today.
I love the Wheel. I love the Wheel.
I'm on
not
my
like
way there
this
after
in the
the
Wheel.
show.
The Wheel is a normal breakfast. So I think we could agree. It's not like when you order eggs, it's normal eggs. When you order bacon, it's good bacon.
It's what you expect for breakfast,
right, but
I
it's not
it.
like fancy, right?
Okay, fair.
Byway, like fancy. Like you could tell they seasoned it. They like put effort into like the waffles were crunchy, and they had like a. It was
This
so
is awesome.
The seasoning.
good.
is what
Byway.
got you.
The
was-
waffles are
it
It was
crunchy.
seasoned.
I was just
I
sitting
want
there
Byway.
like,
Wouldn't that be great, John? If Byway delivered breakfast?
yes,
That
it would be great.
out of this
Wow.
world.
Byway,
So-
you would get the best commercial you've ever had on
They've
Lock
already
Pod.
had many, many good ones, but it would even get
So
better.
I'm looking at their hours. Like they don't do this.
No, I don't think they're open for. I think it's catering.
This
I
is
think
a
it is
special
catering.
thing.
Dude,
yes.
Wow.
it's totally worth it.
That'd be-
Byway's
that would be
breakfast
awesome
is
to cater.
sickly great. I'm not going to
Jill, Wham Breakfast is now catered by
Yeah.
Byway.
It is.
And
oh
it's
my
now
God.
$50 to enter.
Yeah.
Gospel
Right?
hour
No,
breakfast.
it can't be cheap. No, seriously,
It can't be
like
cheap, no.
it could not. I mean, I'm not saying this is a Byway commercial,
Mm-hmm.
but like they did. It was not cheap eggs. It was not cheap. They didn't like make it quickly. They
All
put
right.
some effort into it.
There you
It
go.
was
Byway.
That's the thing about Byway that's shocking. We're giving them a good commercial today. Their food is really, really damn good. Because I'm not a huge beer drinker. So
I go
like,
there for the food.
I go there for the food,
No
too.
offense to the brewmeister at Byway, but I go there for the food and the beer is good.
You could take their poutine and swap out the fries for the eggs,
Yeah,
and that would be delicious.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Poutine is, and I don't even really like.
I think
poutine.
I know where I'm going for lunch today.
Yeah, I'm starving, man. I just noticed that. Hey, by the way, I still have my S&P 500 will hit 3,600 one more time note here. I did that February last year.
Mm-hmm.
And,
This year.
Yeah, February this year, excuse me. I tell you, it's weird right now with the stock market for those of you that are following it. Is very weird timing right now. It's like everything seems to be negative right now. Obviously, we can't even pick a Speaker of the House, which is where we're going to go next, which has an effect on the stock market because...
Hasn't made it go down to 3,600.
Agree.
Yeah.
Like, I love how you sit there, like, triumphantly.
Well,
It was kind of weird. You were like kind of like satisfied to say that.
well, I thought Tom was implying that it was
Kind
gonna,
of.
that it was going to hit like any day, and I don't.
No,
think
I
it
said it's going to
is.
hit. I thought it was going to hit this year, but I'm still waiting. I haven't given up my
I
position.
hope it doesn't, but I'm. For
No, I
your
know you
sake,
don't.
I hope it does.
No,
I
it's
guess.
fine. Like, I hope it doesn't because if I'm right, then we're going to be, like, in for a world of hurt if I'm right.
Yeah, something tread.
It's like what I do with the stock market is the equivalent of getting a lot of insurance. Okay, and if my qualifications kick in, I'll be happy, and everybody else will be devastated because I think the market's totally, completely overvalued. I think that our entire economy is totally like barely supported right now. We can't even pick a Speaker of the House, which is the third most important federal office. Like if the president and the vice president die, the Speaker of the House becomes the president, and we don't even have one. And they're not even really that close to picking one because they're so dysfunctional in Congress. So, so what? In where I'm going with this is in 2.5, 3 weeks, the federal government's about to shut down again. And this is devastating for our economy. This is devastating for,
And just kind of going in what Mayor Tom just said, that the House, kind of the rules of the House are that you can't do business if you don't have a speaker because the speaker sets the agenda.
Right.
And the Speaker pro tem doesn't have that power apparently under the rules of the House. But I just read recently that they're looking at that
Right.
to figure out if the Speaker pro tem could, under the Constitution, have the same power as the Speaker.
So if the president and the vice president died right now, the Speaker pro tem would become the president.
Not
right?
true. I guess I heard that the
Oh, it would
Speaker
go down
pro
to number
tem
four?
it
Is not
doesn't
permanent?
is not the Speaker, so
Gotcha.
that it's not in
Wow.
line of succession.
Okay.
So who would be next? Fourth?
It'd be like Department of Defense or something like that.
I wonder who
I don't
would
even
be
know who's
Secretary of
fourth.
State.
Attorney General?
Maybe Attorney General.
It's
Maybe
gotta be
Secretary of
something
State.
like
Who is
Secretary-
number 4?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Wow. It's not Department of
Chat,
Energy.
tell us who's number 4 in line
Maybe
to
it's
become
Buttigieg.
president.
Wouldn't that be great?
Well,
Oh,
Secretary of Transportation. No, it's
God.
got to be
Dude,
somebody
if Buttigieg
like...
becomes the president, I'm moving to D.C. and taking over the Navy.
Should
Okay, Pete,
I-
I'm putting it on the
You're
record.
right now, right?
Taking over the Navy. Get my
Put that on
Navy
your-
hat.
John.
Put that on your legal pad under your prediction.
Under my prediction, under the 3,600. Yeah. But so what I'm saying is, if we can't even pick a Speaker of the House, which we can't, okay, the Republicans can. I'm not saying we. Republican Party, who is in majority in the House, is unable to agree upon a Speaker of the House. So what makes people in the economy think that they're going to be able to not just pick a Speaker of the House in the next 3 weeks, but also compromise with President Biden to keep the economy running? That's why last show, Kevin, you said something about what if the government shuts down, and I jumped your ass a little bit.
Yeah.
The government's shutting down.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that you pointed that out, and I agree with you because now we're talking about 2.5 to 3 weeks.
Right.
And
we don't even
we
have
can't
a
get a
speaker.
speaker to...
You can't even send somebody in there to negotiate.
Exactly. I mean, well, I would hope that the Republican caucus is trying to get a team together to at least have some discussions so that we can start this. But I guess it's hard to get a team together because you don't even know, should you have the hardliners?
Right.
Should you have the moderates?
Well,
should you have the,
in the House right now, the Problem Solvers Caucus is the one that bailed them out of this last time, which is the Problem Solvers Caucus is a caucus of numerous Republicans and Democrats that are working together to get past these extremists in both parties. And I do acknowledge there's extremists in the Democratic Party. The Squad, for instance, is a pain in the ass. And
they don't hijack. But you know what? When Nancy Pelosi was up for speaker, guess what? They all voted for her.
I know, but we have our own issues. We're not
I'm not saying we're perfect. Don't get me wrong.
We're not.
No.
I
We're
have
not.
an answer.
Yeah.
Was I
After
right?
Speaker
Was I
of the
right?
House? No, it's they're saying it's Pat Murray right now.
Who's that?
President Pro Tem of the Senate?
Of the
Oh,
Senate.
that makes sense.
President
What am
Pro
I
Tem
thinking?
of the Senate.
And then Secretary of State.
President Pro Tem of the Senate.
Yeah, that's
isn't
below
it?
the Vice President.
Hey, Buttigieg is number 13, Secretary of Transportation.
Well, because it's a new department.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's some bullshit.
Because
right
Homeland Security is last because that's the newest
Where's
department.
Space Force?
Not there, man. not a cabinet position.
Space
So,
Force.
Secretary of State's next. Okay, so we were one off. Then Treasury and
Yeah.
Defense. Okay.
Right.
Then Attorney General.
President Pro Tem of the Senate.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
But-
interesting.
President Pro Tem of the Senate. I thought that was Mitch McConnell. It's not.
No, he's the majority leader.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, why wouldn't the majority leader? It seems like that would be the position.
Because- No, it's not. Here
That's
it is.
weird.
Pat Murray.
Patricia Murray.
So she's number 2 in the Senate.
She is number 2 in the Senate behind the.
Whoa.
Well, isn't the vice president is the.
The Senate
president.
President Pro Tem.
Yeah, no,
No,
she's
Senate.
Senate president, right?
Right. That's what.
Or
it
the
is.
leader
Yeah.
of the Senate or
Right.
whatever, chairman. I don't know.
Oh,
what
look
you
at
call
that! Everybody's tuning up.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tom, though. It kind of, I get the sense, I think Tom might be right about the stock thing because I get the sense everything's getting ready to kind of just pop. Like, you can't go on like this forever.
Agree.
And when you talk about the economy, you guys, the average car payment per month is approaching $1,000.
That is insane.
How can
that be?
To own a home, this is the least affordable time to own a home. Homeownership's out of reach for a lot of people. Credit card debt's the highest it was before the
Because this is all
2008.
tied to interest rates. That's
Yeah.
why, right?
This can't go on like this. And then you have the house a mess.
Like that's what I'm saying, John. Like you have all these pressures, like everybody's with their mortgage and their credit card bills and the higher interest rates, and the
Yeah.
federal government with their higher interest rates. Like think about how much debt we have as a government, and now the interest rates are 7.
and
For them, it's
consumer
like-
debt too. I mean, it's all going.
Yeah. And on top of that, every conceivable thing has cost more now.
And
Everything.
then you're not even taking into effect the world, the world factors that are happening. So you have the Ukraine war with Russia driving up the cost of fuel. Of course, what's going on in the Middle East.
Ugh.
Although I would say with fuel is lower than it was.
What are you talking about?
A year ago when it was.
$90 a barrel.
I'm saying like
Right
at
now.
our gas
For the
tank.
consumer?
No,
Right.
but what
Yeah,
I'm
for the
saying is
consumer.
it's lagging. The fuel price lags. The
Sure.
gasoline price
Pump
lags.
price lags.
Right, but
yeah,
like it's
stock
not going
price.
down, buddy. You can tell the leading indicator is the price of fuel, and it's $90 a barrel. 2 weeks ago, it was probably like $75 a barrel.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's going to be over 100 very soon. So you got
Again.
the Middle East, you got Ukraine, Russia, price of fuel. God forbid, this is the one that will send the stock market careening. And
to 3,600.
it might be lower if China invades. You're smirking. If China invades, dude, forget
No,
it.
and if Iran
Taiwan,
gets dragged into this Middle East stuff,
forget about it.
fucked with gas.
Forget about it.
I read
over.
yesterday that President Biden's speech was the first time a United States president since FDR had to talk about conflict on 2 different theaters.
Wow.
Since World War II.
Did you guys watch it?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
I listened.
I watched 60 Minutes the other day with the president, and I thought he looked like shit. He looked
Dude.
like, I don't know why he does that. Like, it seemed like he went on 60 Minutes late in the afternoon, and he looked like, I just don't
Exhausting
like.
job.
He's weird. Like, it's weird. Like, his mannerisms. It's like, they said, Mr. President, what would you say to Hezbollah if they're going to invade? And they look at him, he's right on his face, and he goes, don't.
You can be dramatic.
Don't. It's like, what the fuck? Like
Like he,
just
like,
answer.
gets-
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, he's like real serious looking.
Like,
he's
like
looking,
he gets
he's
real,
got his
like,
eyes squinted, and he
steely-eyed.
goes,
Yeah, steely-eyed. And he's
don't.
just
Like,
yeah.
there's nothing less, like, funny than that. It's like, that is not intimidating. Dude, you don't look intimidating at all. You're an 81-year-old man. There's nothing intimidating about an 81-year-old man. No offense to 81-year-old men, okay? Like, just just be a president. Just be normal.
I
Good
thought his
God.
speech last night was good.
I didn't see it,
I
so-
thought
the-
it was good.
The 60 Minutes thing, Tom, I don't know if you noticed this. They actually did like a disclaimer before the interview. The guy, I can't remember his name, the interviewer, he said,
Yes.
he goes, it was
Oh, that
shocking
guy's
to me. He goes,
Yes.
he said, I just want you guys to know,
Yes.
we interviewed the president after he had a really long day.
Yes.
And he
Oh.
warned us that
He
his
did.
stutter could, I couldn't believe I was
did.
watching.
John's right.
They were like making excuses for
They
this.
were.
Wow.
They were. Because no, John. I think they were trying to give him some credit because I think he did look bad. He looked like he was tired. He looked like he was weary. And I'm not saying he shouldn't be. For God's sakes, I think you could take me right now, put me in that position. I'd be tired, weary, probably stuttering. Okay, but like,
And he's 81.
He's 81.
Think
So,
about
like,
his travel schedule
Yeah,
recently.
Israel,
back,
Dude, no
nation address. Like,
Right.
Yeah, he should be tired, actually.
He
at
is,
this
but
point.
I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know why this guy just doesn't walk away. I just don't
Yeah.
get it, man. I just don't get it. And like, don't give me this shit. Biden's the only one that could beat Trump. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
No, there's a lot of guys that could beat Trump.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, a lot of Democrats that could beat Trump easily.
I'm still holding out that Trump won't be the nominee, but
I
don't
hope
know
you're
if
right,
that's
but like, I think it's a joke that we're putting this guy up as for a second term. And I'm a Democrat. I've been a solid Democrat. I've supported. I've raised millions of dollars. I've won elections. I don't understand why we're putting this guy up for a second term. I just don't. I don't understand why everybody's supposed to just fall in line and shut the fuck up. It's bullshit. This guy is not ready for 4 more years. He's not.
I'm still a big Biden fan. I think his
I like
administration.
Biden. He's done a good job.
Yep.
We put him there to beat Trump, Kevin.
Yes.
And he beat Trump.
He did.
We didn't put him there for freaking 8 years when he was freaking 78. That's craziness.
I'm not a Kamala fan.
I'm not either.
And
Is it
so,
Kamala?
like, I'm sorry. There's my fault. I'm
Vice
sure it's
President.
Kamala.
The
Sorry.
Vice President.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Madam Vice President.
You weren't
Kevin's
being
tired.
disrespectful. You weren't
I'm
being
weary.
disrespectful. You weren't being disrespectful.
No, I wasn't. I didn't mean to mispronounce her name.
It's
Sorry.
not the most common name in the world.
So
Like, I
get
mean,
it
I
right.
think-
Kamala.
But like honestly, like when people mispronounce a name, it's not like Tom. It's not like
No.
you mispronounced Tom.
I
It's
didn't-
like it's the
I
harder
didn't do
name
that
to
on
pronounce.
purpose.
I know you didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, I just, as a Democrat, I want Democrats to win. I want us to put our best foot forward, and I hope Biden is the best foot forward, but
Joe,
I have concern.
Why are you pointing at me?
You're less political than all of us.
Correct.
Like, what is your? And I'm not trying to impress you or anything. Like, honestly, where do you sit with the whole issue?
Bum, bum, bum.
I like
yeah,
it.
no pressure.
I do like it. I think because you're a normal voter.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
I'm gonna probably vote for whatever Democrat is running.
Right. But how do you feel about it? Like, do you think that?
So from like an outsider, I guess, if they run someone else, like Biden doesn't say he's not, he's going to run, and they put somebody against him, does that show like dissension among the ranks?
Yeah.
Do you think so? You think that's why they're not?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: I don't like Robert Kennedy Jr. coming in as an independent. It's only going to hurt Democrats, and we're on
I
a
don't think
razor
he
thin.
cares.
There's like,
I don't think he cares.
I agree with that.
He
There's like
doesn't.
5,000
It's not his
people
job
in
to care.
Milwaukee that decide
like,
the
why is
the
that-
election.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, Kevin, and I'm sorry if I stepped on you. But why is that Kennedy's problem? It's not his problem.
It's not. I just
Right.
don't
It's
like it.
Fuck you. I want to be
Well,
the
I can
president.
say I don't
right?
like it.
I agree.
So,
But like,
I'm just like,
no. There's certain things I'm hearing from the Democratic Party. I'm hearing Biden's the only one that could win. Bullshit. Like, I think Gavin
Buttigieg
Newsom
could
could win.
win.
I think
Gavin
Beto
Newsom,
could
I'd
win.
love.
I think Buttigieg could win. I think there's a lot of people could win. I think if given the proper support, a guy like me could beat Trump. Okay? Like, I don't think Trump is that hard to beat. So, like, why do we keep why are we putting up an 82-year-old?
if Gavin Newsom, if Biden said I'm not running, Gavin Newsom would be all over it.
And he'd be spectacular. And I'm not saying, and like, I'm cognizant of the fact that I have friends from California that hate this guy,
Yeah.
including your brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Friends of mine that hate Gavin Newsom, and he's their governor. Okay. I'm cognizant of that fact. But there's no doubt in my mind Gavin Newsom would be far more effective than Joe Biden running for president. There's no doubt in my mind. Pete Buttigieg, no doubt in my mind. You know, Governor of Michigan, Governor, what's her name? Good guy.
Gretchen
Whitmer, right?
Yes, from Michigan. Yeah.
Should be spectacular. Like, there's so many Democrats that would be spectacular that are having to sit on their hands because there's an 82-year-old that's being
And that's one,
selfish.
you know, it kind of goes
Let's
back
be
to
honest,
what
he's
we
being
talked about.
selfish.
It kind of goes back to what we talk about, like Democrats as a quote unquote team, like kind of follow. They don't, you know, they like Pelosi's running. Okay, let's all vote for Pelosi.
Yeah.
All right, Biden's our president. We got to stick behind him, and that's the downside of that, right? You don't have the discussion that maybe the Republicans are having right now.
What's the win percentage, like in running an incumbent versus if he wasn't going to?
Oh, it's really good.
higher.
Well,
for
yeah,
sure.
So then why wouldn't you run the incumbent?
Because he's 82.
I don't disagree with you, but
I love 82-year-olds. I hope my dad makes it to 82.
My dad's 82.
But honestly,
Really?
if my dad was
Yes.
in charge of the country, thank you. Your dad's doing wonderful too.
Yeah.
Right?
Good
No
shape.
offense to your
Yeah.
dad.
No, he
I hope
doesn't.
he
I don't
still
think he
loves
takes
me.
any offense.
Right?
No offense taken, I don't think.
But like you see, like small businesses, right? They're small businesses, and then family business, and then dad gets to be like 65, 70, and then he's like, son or daughter, the company's yours. Like I had a good friend of mine,
That's what my dad did.
right? And then they passed
My
the
little
company
brother
on,
is
right?
now, yeah.
How old was your dad when he did that? Approximately.
75, 70.
Joe Biden, take inspiration from Mr. Smith, right? Like he passed his small family business on because he was getting a little older. Passed it on to the family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden, for goodness sakes, this is ridiculous. Like that 60 Minutes interview for me, it was just like,
The only thing I would say is that
what's he going to look like in 5 years?
Yeah.
that's the
Like,
concern.
goddamn, he looks horrible right now. 5 years from now, I'm sure he'll be like much better, right? I'm sure he's going to be much stronger. And come on, man, what are we doing? We're a Democratic Party. We're driving over the cliff right now.
do you think he wins and then vacates?
That's even worse.
But then
I think that's
don't think
shenanigans.
he shouldn't do that.
That's
I
shenanigans.
hope he doesn't do that.
That's the kind of shit that goes on like with county council positions and mayor spots. You don't do that with the
he can't do that.
presidency.
He better
Right?
not. He
The
better not. He
voters?
better not win and resign.
You'll lose a generation
I
of
will
voters if he
be
does
pissed.
that, like playing games like that.
Because you're just like giving it to the vice president then.
Yeah, and nobody voted for the vice president.
Right.
They voted for the president.
I don't think he wins.
Against Trump.
If Trump is not the nominee, I think
Correct.
you're right, John.
I think if we
He
have
beats Trump.
If
No,
we have
I don't
Trump
think he does.
versus Biden, we failed so hard as a
Again.
country.
Oh my God.
As a country, we are a bunch of losers. If that's the best two people in the country to run for president, I'm moving to freaking Canada, man.
I wish Biden wouldn't have deferred to Hillary in 2016.
I agree with you.
Looking back,
I agree with you,
looking
Kevin.
back,
Totally.
because
that
he
should have been a
kills
primary.
Trump.
That should have been a great primary, right?
Yeah.
He backed off because he just lost his
Just out
son.
of that, and I think just out of courtesy to the
So
Clintons.
you guys are history scholars. When has a incumbent president and candidate not ran again?
Lyndon Johnson.
Johnson. Well, right. You're right.
And
Yeah,
how'd that
Johnson
turn
did
out?
win. Nixon won.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Republicans won.
That'd have been the last one. Although,
Shut up, Joe.
although,
Joe's like, huh. Take that, asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
I read into that, huh? Jill's like, huh.
because he could have been.
That's not how you play this game.
Because Johnson, he got like a term and a half, basically. He
It was
could have
term-
run for a
it was
second term.
turmoil. It
Yeah,
was-
he could have run.
He got his full term.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got a term and a half of Kennedy's. He
Yep.
ran a full term in '64, and then in '68 he could have done it again, and he decided to step down because of Vietnam and everything was going crazy. By the
Marissa
way-
said Gerald Ford.
Ford did not run again either. Yeah, well, no, he
But
ran
Ford
and lost.
wasn't-
No,
he wasn't
Ford
elected.
ran and lost. He didn't choose not
He
to
wasn't
run.
elected, right?
He lost to Carter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was appointed.
Yep. But no, he didn't decide not to run. He lost.
He lost.
He
right?
ran.
He never won in his own right.
Correct.
Right.
He's the only president that never won.
Right. It was Lyndon Johnson, and then before that, I'm sure there's a couple.
No,
others.
Ford was the only one that never won.
Right.
You know what I
Johnson
don't get?
won in
Right.
'64.
Is like, why is Newsom having a debate with DeSantis on like prime time?
Because he wants to run for president. Bro.
With yeah, exactly. Unless there's something else going on,
Yeah.
or maybe he's just waiting in the wings.
He's for
Biden
sure
to-
waiting for in the wings.
Yeah.
Call me old fashioned, but if I was governor of Indiana, I'd stay in Indiana. I wouldn't be in California, right? If you're the governor
Or in Iowa.
and you're outside of your
New
state,
Hampshire.
it's a head scratcher right off the bat.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Gavin Newsom, what are you doing in Texas, right?
I'm visiting the border.
Right? You're the
Yes.
governor of California
It's like
and you're in
Rokita.
Texas, right? Come on. You know what he's doing. Everybody
Yeah.
knows what he's doing. And if it wasn't, and by the way, Gavin is an excellent candidate. I'm not saying I'd vote for him. He's an excellent candidate, though,
I would.
right? So why isn't this excellent candidate, governor of a of a state that's larger than most of the countries in the world. This guy's incredibly brilliant, good looking, ambitious,
Great speaker.
Beautiful family.
Why isn't he running, John? Because this 82-year-old is like, I want another term. Fucking 82. Fucking 82.
I would say that
Get the fuck out of here, man. This is bullshit. I'm serious,
a lot of F-bombs.
It's bullshit.
This
man.
is like episode
seriously.
1.
I would
season
say
1.
this though, like during times
need
of
people
crisis
to
though,
speak-
I like consistency.
You need to speak truth to power, though. We just sit there like sheep. We
Okay.
sit there like sheep.
Tom is now the squad.
Meh. Is that what sheep do?
It would have been so if Tom would have won at Congress, it would have been Tom AOC, and Tom would have been part of the squad.
If I was there, I wouldn't be sitting there, sitting in the back corner, freaking.
No, we know that.
Doing what they tell you to do.
We know that. Kind of like the Republicans, they don't sit in the corner. So let's talk
But
about
like,
the speaker's race.
give him respect anyway. Like, do you think Matt Gaetz it's easy for him right now? With
I
he's
give
got
him
going
no
on?
respect.
I'm not giving him respect. But
I give him no. You said give him respect.
Okay.
The answer to that is no.
You give him
I'm
no
not
respect.
giving him no.
You
I
give him no respect.
I give him no respect.
You give him no respect.
Correct.
Okay. But I tell you what, I think he strongly believes in what he's doing. And
I do
He's
not.
got the balls to fucking do it.
I believe he wants to be governor of Florida.
Okay. You're
Yeah, I
probably
think
right.
so too, but I
He's
think
making a
both
name
can
for
be
himself.
true.
I think he's a
can believe it
camera
as
hound.
well.
I think he likes to be in the center of attention, and I think he had it all planned. I think he planned to screw McCarthy over.
I think he planned to screw McCarthy
Yeah.
over. I don't think he realized how screwed they've become. Like, this is ruining their brand. Not that they have a brand anymore.
Well, I don't know. I
Get
think
over that McCarthy agreed to that.
It was pretty
caveat.
dumb.
It was all because that's how
so
bad he wanted
stupid.
speaker.
But he
Yeah.
couldn't get it without that deal.
I know.
Right.
That was the thing.
So stupid.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this is actually interesting, and this goes to what we were going to talk about. We got a little bit sidetracked, but it was a good one.
What's that?
Was about what's going on with the speaker, and that's Jim Jordan can't seem to get enough votes. And like there are a lot of people in the Republican caucus that are getting shit for it.
Yeah.
Like here's Congressman Buck from Colorado's 3rd district.
Part of the reason that there's temper right now is this constant barrage of phone calls. I have 6 full-time people answering the phones. I have 20,000 messages from people where we couldn't. So far, I've had 4 death threats. I've been evicted from my office in Colorado. I have notice of an eviction because the landlord is mad with my voting record on the speaker issue. And everybody in the conference is getting this. So it's natural. Family members have been approached and threatened. All kinds of things are going.
Whoa.
Yeah, 4 death threats. And then here's a recording of one of those death threats from a Republican congressperson's wife.
This is pretty ugly stuff. Take a listen.
Why is your husband such a pig? Why would he get on TV and make an asshole of himself? Because he's a deep state prick? Because he doesn't represent the people? So what we're going to do is we're going to come follow you all over the place. We're going to be up your ass nonstop. We are now Antifa.
That goes on and on.
Yeah, it goes
man.
on.
That's rough.
and on
That's rough
and
stuff.
on
Leaving it
and
for the
on.
wife of the
Yeah.
Congressman. Yeah,
Used
That
to leave the
sucks.
family out of it, Not
Used to.
anymore, I guess.
You used to.
So
There's no rules anymore, John.
No, there's
There
not.
really
That's
isn't.
true.
There's no
Which is
rules
a little
anymore.
scary.
They show up to the front of your house now. That's like nobody ever used to knock on doors. Like now they show up to your house and they protest and they piss.
parade down Knickerbocker.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was great, wasn't it?
That was
Oh my
awesome.
God, I
We
love
flipped
that.
it. We
What's
flipped it
that
on
guy
their
up
head.
to? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
What? So the fact is that Jim Jordan now. I thought that when he lost the first vote, I was like, okay, there's a lot of people that like love Scalise or love McCarthy, and it's like a protest vote, but they were going to congeal and come together. And then the second vote, which I think was Thursday or Wednesday, he lost by more
Yeah.
than the first one. That was surprising to me.
Same. Yeah.
You know, and then
Well, it's because of the tactics, allegedly. That the tactics that they're using to try to get the final votes is pretty aggressive.
pretty rough.
Right.
And so here's Jim Jordan last night. Actually, a little bit surprising, but this is what he said last night.
So I'll just say this: we made the pitch to members on the resolution as a way to lower the temperature and get back to work. We decided that wasn't where we're going to go. I'm still running for speaker, and I plan to go to the floor and get the votes and win this race. But I want to go talk with a few of my colleagues. Particularly, I want to talk with the 20 individuals who voted against me, so that we can move.
I want to play that last 3 seconds again.
Yeah, and play it to the
Listen
end
this
too.
here.
Few of my colleagues. Particularly, I want to this race, but I want to go talk with a few of my colleagues. Particularly, I want to talk with the 20 individuals who voted against me, so so that we can move forward and begin to work for the American people.
I want to go talk with the 20 people that voted against me. Do you guys realize what he's saying? Like, none of these people
what can
are
I
working
buy you
for
what
us.
can I get you?
Exactly.
What can I give you? What
Let's close the door and talk about what I can give to you.
What committee
to make
what committee
you vote
shift do you
for
want?
me?
Yeah.
Or what committee or what
What does your
earmarks,
district need?
Or like, I'll do whatever it takes.
No. Well, I mean that's just politics 101 in a way. That's unfortunate, but
That's how
what-
Washington works, though.
Yeah.
They just hand out money.
Or they figure out what it's. I mean, it's a power play. It's not like everyone's work. It's the same thing. I think Gates, when he decided to do that with McCarthy, it upped those 8 people's ability to put the government in turmoil.
You know what? Honestly, they should just pay the military members and stay shut down. Like, who gives a shit, really?
What about
like,
the TSA folks?
Okay, pay them too. Let's figure out the truly essential and then shut the damn whole place down for like 2 years. We'll come back after we have another election.
I agree with you at this point, Tom.
Well, like, think about it. If we were in Europe right now, they could call for elections right now. That's what they would do.
Yes, that's the
what they
difference
would do.
between a
like they're in stalemate.
Parliamentary
Democracy.
They'd
be like,
and
okay,
a democracy.
time to
in
call
our
for an
in our
election, and then we
republic.
go, we vote, we change all these jokers out, and then we bring in a whole new cast of jokers, and then they have elections. You know,
Yep.
Between
That's a good point.
right?
Between
didn't think
2010
about
and
that.
2011, for 541 days, members of the Belgian parliament were unable to form a government. For a year and a half,
Yeah, I
I
hope
think
this-
you've
no
talked
one,
about this in the past.
no one noticed. No one really.
I'll be honest
Nothing
with
really
you, John.
changed.
As long as we pay TSA and the soldiers, right?
There's
I don't
probably
think
more
nobody,
stuff, but
Like
I don't
what?
know.
Like what?
I'm just
Like
trying-
what?
well-
I mean, honestly, has the federal government affected us in this room within the last month? Anybody?
I had to pay
Like-
my taxes.
But other than paying taxes, I mean, yeah. Like, has it done anything for you? Has it like what does the federal government do?
Took a
Okay, I went to the
flight.
federal courthouse yesterday,
Yes, I took a flight.
but TSA
took
is
a
going to be
flight.
paid. TSA is going to be paid.
air traffic
Like,
controllers. What about air traffic controllers? They got to
have
get paid.
Of course, they have to get paid.
I'm just trying. I'm adding to the list.
Okay.
So
Soldiers?
border patrol,
Yeah, got to get paid. Soldiers,
There's a
FBI
border
agents.
Yeah.
I think, I think U.S. attorneys.
yeah.
Got to keep the courts going. Judges. Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
those things.
I think life goes on.
Department of Labor.
Life goes on.
Life
without
goes on.
those things.
Department of Energy.
Life
What about
goes
the
on.
guys working on missiles?
Life goes on. I don't think we'd notice. I really don't think we'd notice that much.
I'm concerned.
Are you?
A little bit. Yeah.
I think the federal government's way too big, and I don't understand.
Well, I don't disagree with that.
I don't understand why they can never lower the size of the federal government.
Well, that
Like,
goes to our discussion last time.
agree.
Like, why aren't
Like,
we?
Why can't the president say, "Okay, I'm going to cut the Department of so and so 5%, and I'm going to cut this department 3%. I'm going to do this stuff. I'm going to give you guys credit, and then in
Or
return,
let's work together.
right?
How
in
about
return, you're going to do this for us, and we're going to actually compromise."
and try to
Balance
lower
the budget.
and try to
And-
lower the
right?
debt.
And then the Republican could go, "We went to the edge, and then we got what we needed, and everything's working great now." And then the president could say, "Compromise is good, America's
Yep.
strong,
Yep.
and everybody will be happy," right? Instead of this bullshit.
Well, think about it. It wasn't that long ago in our lifetime, Tom, when President Clinton was president and there was a surplus.
Yeah.
Think about
Yeah.
that. Think
Yeah.
about where we've gone from the
Wow.
mid 90s.
Surplus.
Wow.
But that's
Yeah.
we still had debt as a
I
country.
understood,
Right.
but
surplus is year to year.
Sure.
Right. Budgetary surplus. Right. Right. Not
Meanwhile-
that long.
now
In
we're
the 90s.
trillion.
Yeah, and add to this, the world is imploding. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so much conflict.
And that's not going to be cheap for Americans to be, the world's policeman.
We can't afford. You guys, we can't. Yeah, let me cut to that.
That's awesome.
If
Still there.
Tom's right. If China and the Taiwan thing go off, we can't afford to be on 3 fronts.
No.
Number one,
No.
we can't afford 2 fronts.
I agree with you,
personally,
man.
But
I'm scared. I got little boys in my house too, and these are the types of kids that get drafted in wars. Scary shit, man.
Yeah.
All right, so thanks. We'll come back and we want to do a story about Pence. It's a good one, and Rakita, 2 of our favorite Hoosiers. We're gonna come back and do some Hoosier
giving.
news. Again,
Hoosier news.
This episode has been sponsored by Misprint Printing, right there on Calumet Avenue in Munster and in Hammond. So,
Thank you, Rick. And
Yeah.
Tom's metal business card is somewhere on the floor.
are you currently Kuklakis Law? Are you currently
You got it.
Are you currently navigating complex legal challenges, unsure of where to turn for guidance? Your search ends here with Kuklakis Law, your trusted partner for legal solutions in Indiana and in Illinois. Whether you're seeking expert representation for real estate transactions, need assistance in forming your business, or have experienced a personal injury at work or in a car crash, Kuklakis Law is here for you. No matter the nature of your legal issue, their team is ready to help. Call Kuklakis Law today at 219-671-6347. That's 219-671-6347 to schedule your free consultation. Hablamos Español.
When you demand nothing but the best for your home and family, trust the industry leader, Rogers Roofing. For over 54 years, they've been transforming homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland. Their commitment to quality shines through their roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the most competitive warranties in the business. Visit our website at rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 to schedule your free consultation. That's rogersroofing.com or 219-933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon sets the gold standard in Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for their iconic red and white label at your local grocery store. Indulge in the finest Mexican products crafted with local expertise and savor the taste of authenticity. Discover the flavors of Tortillas Nuevo Leon today.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia, de todo corazón.
Power in Indiana, Lake County. IBEW Local 697 and NECA proudly introduced Power in Indiana, Lake County. With over a century of experience, they've been safely wiring the region. From powering corporations along the lakefront to lighting up homes across the region, Power in Indiana, Lake County is your trusted source for electrical professionals. Visit jact697.org. That's JACT697.org to join us as we continue to light the way for Northwest Indiana.
Thank you to our sponsors, including our episode sponsor, Miss Print Printing.
Hey, man. Brian Snedecore Bridge just got named. Good job, Mayor.
Yeah, it was real nice.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm going to have the toxic plant named after me, the wastewater treatment plant. Tom McDermott shit plant.
But I thought we had a great little tagline. He's the shit.
I like it.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's great.
I do want that. I think because it goes for generations. They're like, who would name a shit plant after themselves? They're like, that guy has to have a good sense of humor.
I think John Oliver did that on his Week in Review. He joked about that, and then they did that somewhere in Connecticut. They named it after him.
They should have a statue of me out in front of it. They're going to name it, of course, sitting on the throne. Sitting on the throne, right?
With a shovel.
With the shovel. No, I just like
with
sitting
a sandbag,
there,
like
sitting
stopping
there,
the flood.
Sitting down, like looking at my phone, right? Add into the pile.
Oh, God. You're
Tom
so
McDermott,
bad.
waste plant.
So bad.
All right, let's go. Pence can't raise a dime. $1.2 million in bank, $600,000 in debt, and he paid himself $150,000. This is an Adam Wren story. Thank you, Adam Wren, former Lockpod guest, multiple guest on Lockpod. He's the head of Importantville, and also a political reporter.
That's
we haven't talked to him in a while. We should get him back on. Yeah.
But this was one of his stories. You know, obviously he's got his ear to the street, especially in Hoosier politics. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so this is something
he lives in Carmel.
Yeah, and so this is interesting, man. I mean, this guy's running for president, and he's got $1.2 million running for president.
I had more than that running for Senate.
Yeah.
And I was a challenger. I had more than that running for Senate, and I was a challenger.
Some guy in Adam's article said something like, this sounds like a medium-type Senate race.
Yeah.
I mean, how is this guy
Small-type Senate race.
Yeah, how is this guy going to keep it up?
He's not.
He's fading away.
What is their goal, though? Is his goal to win, or is his goal to catch on with? I don't know. Or
I don't know what his goal is.
Is he trying to sell a book?
Maybe he already did that.
Agree, but maybe he wants to sell another book.
I don't know. I just think it's like they even said in New Hampshire when DeSantis was there, when Tim Scott was there, when Nikki Haley was there, the place was packed. Mike Pence gets up, it's like half full.
All right, Mike Pence's presidential campaign is running on fumes, reporting just $1.2 million cash on hand and more than $600,000 in debt. The former vice president raised $3.3 million in the third quarter, he reported. He has given himself $150,000, a significant figure for a politician who spent much of his life never having amassed much wealth, one that far exceeds the less than six-figure salary he earned while he was Indiana governor.
Remember that?
Yeah.
When he was governor, it was under $100,000.
It was like $90,000
to be governor.
A year. The governor was making like $90,000 a year, but they had free house. Keep in mind, you're living in
Fair
a mansion
enough,
for
but
free. And then when he became vice president, could you look that up real quick?
Yeah.
What's the vice president's salary? I'm
What
going
are
to
you
take
gonna
a guess.
Oh, okay, go.
200.
I was going to say 350.
Whoa.
I think the president's at like 400.
4 something, yeah.
I'm going to say 220. Okay, I'm on 220.
Here we go.
Vice president salary. Let's go.
150.
No, what?
Yeah.
It's a
Wait, that's his annual pay for vice president in Indiana. What does that mean?
Oh, Jesus.
I don't even know there is a vice president in Indiana.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What
Let's
is
try that again.
Vice
Freaking
president in
hallucinating AI.
Yes, this
Here
is
we
vice
go.
president of the
Vice
United
president
States.
salary of the
There you
United
go.
States.
Oh, Tom, all over it.
Bam.
That's according to
156.
Indeed.
That is not much.
Indeed? Can you apply for this?
Hey,
on
maybe.
Indeed?
Did you? Hey, could
It
you
says
put me
build
in?
a career you'll
Yeah.
love.
I'm gonna be looking
Vice
for a job.
president of
I'm
the
gonna be looking for a job in 4 years. So
I don't think that. Wait, is that? I think that's like vice president in a company. Can you look up vice president of the United States salary?
I was at 220 for the record.
I said,
Vice president. Of
I
the
was at
United
250.
States.
I said, what did I say? 350.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
235.
Get out of here, man.
Wow.
Who's got a gut? Who's got a gut?
Why do I doubt you?
I don't know.
That's pretty
Vice
good.
president.
235.
235. Whoa.
Kevin's gonna say, actually, he was right.
Actually, Tom was right.
I love it when you say that. It's like fuck you, Kevin.
Well, poor Mike Pence is doesn't look like he's going to be our next president.
And like
He's boring, man.
yeah.
Boring.
I told you, man.
Sterile. Just
We knew that when he was governor.
Yeah, man.
It's so bad. And by the way, they
He was
said
never a dick, though. He was nice all the time. He was a dick because he would just not follow through with you. But he was always nice. Like I remember.
oh, he's polite.
Oh
as
yeah.
pie.
I called him one time in the middle of a police situation we had where it was national news. Okay. And he was the governor, and I wanted to be a good mayor and report to the governor because we're all over the news. And I'm like, I got to call the governor. So I called the governor's office, and he really talked to me. And you know, I talked to a state trooper at first, and then they put me through the governor. I was like, hey, governor. And he's like, hey, mayor, how's it going? I'm like, not great. We're all over the news. And he's like, and he was proud of me because I was supporting the police. And then he's like, asked me a couple other questions, and I was like, I asked him for help, and he said, let me pray on it. And I said, you would hear that from him often. He did, and I'm not making fun of him
No.
or anything, but that was his answer to me. I'm like, hey, could you do this? And he's like, well, let me pray on it. And I was like, okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow, I guess, right? Like, hopefully the prayer goes well, right? Because I'm in a situation I need freaking help, and he's like, let me pray on it. So I'm like, okay, hopefully God's watching out for me, like sending good messages to the governor. But he never got back to us, so I don't think it went well.
I think the one thing I would say about Pence is, even though I disagree with a lot of where he's at, he's a man of, I would say he's a man of principle.
Yes.
And
Agree.
I will never
Agree.
ever say anything bad about
And
the
he's a
guy
good-
regarding what happened on January 6th.
He's
I mean,
married.
He
He's
stood
married
up.
and a good married man. Like
Yeah.
he's faithful to his wife. He appears everywhere with her. He's a nice man.
Man
like
of faith.
there's no doubt.
Very,
there's no doubt.
Very dedicated to his faith. And
I know people that knew him in law school and stuff. And they talked about he was smart and he was a really good radio host. By the way, Kevin.
he has a good radio voice.
He was on a radio show for a long time
Fort
before he
Wayne.
became congressman. He had
Yeah.
a syndicated radio show.
And I mean, he single-handedly stood up to a lot of pressure on January 6th and did what the vice president's supposed to do. So for that reason, I do have some nice feelings about our former vice president and governor.
Talk about somebody we don't have the same type of feelings for. Let's talk about our attorney general here in Indiana.
He's got
It's
a
been
hell
a
of a.
while.
He's got a
It
hell
has
of
been
a.
a while,
Wait
Jill.
till you see this, though. It's worth it, Jill.
This is Jill. You remember Rudy Clay? Remember who that is?
Was he, Gary?
Yeah, he was the mayor of Gary. He was a county commissioner, and there's a lot of people from across the country that don't know who Rudy Clay is. So let me tell you, he was the chairman of our party at the time, and when he became mayor of Gary, he had like a security detail, and it was similar to what you'd see presidents or governors having. They would literally like clear parking lots, and he would go in and buy a cheeseburger at McDonald's and stuff like that, right? So like he would go around and he would mocked, and I loved Rudy, and I miss Rudy. Rudy's a friend, but one of the things he was mocked about towards the end of his career and the end of his life was he would drive a Hummer around with the security detail.
Can I put a couple more things here about Rudy that I love about Rudy? Number one, when he used to be like I forget if he was a state rep or state senator.
State senator.
But he had like this, I can't remember the vehicle, maybe it was a Cadillac or something, but he also had the Claymates.
Yeah, Rudy and the Claymates.
Which were like these women
Playboy
that were
bunnies,
like,
right.
yeah, like
They weren't naked. They
No.
would be dressed as bunnies.
Yeah,
and they would
the
follow him around.
Claymates.
So he'd
What?
get out of the car and he'd
this
have
is like
What?
70s
True story.
Indianapolis.
True
John,
story.
80s,
True story.
The
right?
Claymate?
Yes.
They would follow him around. He would get out of his car
It
and
was
he'd have
awesome.
It would be Rudy and the Claymates.
It was awesome.
Wait, were
Rudy
they
Clay-
like stalkers?
No,
Or
they were like
they're like his people.
ensemble.
So that, and then secondly, if you
Gotta
look
be a
up,
photo of that,
right? If you look
Oh,
up,
there's a photo of that.
if you look up the daily,
Rudy Clay and the Claymates.
so second famous thing that tie the mayor and Rudy together. If you look up the Daily and mayor fight, you can see the mayor. And so in 2008, it's the mayor versus Rudy on CNN about some votes.
Never forget that.
The 2008 primary.
People assumed Rudy and I didn't like each other, but we were really good friends.
Very tight.
Even though we ran against each other for chairman, and Rudy and I went to his funeral. We were always very good friends. But Rudy was mocked mercilessly by the local press
for having a Hummer.
For having a Hummer. Okay? And they would talk about the price of gas, and they would talk about how wasteful it is. They would talk about his security detail. Rudy had normal black Hummer. Okay? Our attorney general, this is the monstrosity this dude drives around in. Not only is it's a blue, and it's an American flag Hummer with the word Rakita on the front of it.
Like, what?
That's awesome.
Ew.
Oh, my God. This guy.
What is that? If you're driving that, what are you saying?
I have a very
I'm an
small
American,
penis.
or
I have a very, very small penis.
Look at
look
this.
at those red, white, and blue lights, man. It's
That's
all
what you're
about
saying.
America.
You're saying, like, downstairs I got nothing going.
America.
Wait, I thought you couldn't have blue or...
No, he said,
colors.
well...
Comments on this.
Listen what he says, though.
I think he
clarifies it.
Those colored lights, if you're not a...
He clarifies it.
Oh, really?
He says the colored lights are never on when driving on a public roadway or highway. It's in compliance with all aspects of our motor vehicle law. So he does say that.
Isn't that against flag etiquette?
What's that?
To put that on
probably.
a vehicle?
You can do that.
Yeah, no, I think Jill's right. I think definitely Jill's right. It's like, but it's definitely... Flag etiquette's really strict, Kevin. Like, you can't have flag on your underwear either, and people still do it. It's not like you get arrested if you
I don't think
violate
this is...
flag.
Well, I
really?
think... Well,
Look it
up.
Can you put
a
an American flag on a Hummer?
A decal?
I would imagine it's going to say no.
You know who...
Actually, it's a
representation of a flag.
You know who would do this, something like this? And I say this with the utmost respect because this is one of my favorite shows ever. Kenny Powers.
Oh, yeah. Eastbound and Down, right?
Look at this right here.
Eastbound.
Tell me.
See?
Tell me he would.
That is awesome.
He has a similarity. If you put Kenny Powers in a suit, you would think it's Todd Rakita. Right there.
I miss Kenny Powers. I have got to watch that show again.
Have you seen that,
good.
Joe? Eastbound
No.
and Down?
Oh, my
It's worth
God.
it. It's worth
Kenny
it.
Powers. John,
That's
just
pretty
you
cute.
saying that got me.
La Flama Blanca. A white
It's
flame.
so good, dude.
Anyway,
For those that you don't know Kenny Powers, watch it on HBO, Eastbound and Down. So good.
I'm the only one in this room with you, Rakita, on this. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing.
John wants more.
You're right.
More
Those-
flag.
I want
Those
more.
are police lights on the front. I didn't catch that. I see what you're saying.
But he said he doesn't put those on in public roadways. So
No.
I believe him.
Right.
All right. Well, wrap
Right
us
there.
up,
Look at
Locomotive.
And did you guys notice? I don't know if you can see this, chat. There's a zip tie holding this Rakita license.
I noticed
plate on
that.
Yeah, that's probably
Not
against the law,
exactly.
too.
Well,
That's
because
also a red flag when you have your own name on your own car like that.
Yeah, he's screaming. I got
Wait,
nothing.
is that like his? That's a
that's
vanity.
not an, yeah,
vanity
it's not an
license.
Indiana plate because
It's
there's
not
no
an
Indiana
Indiana
plates on the front.
Yeah,
So it's just something he did.
All right. Well, appreciate it, everybody. Jill, thank you for doing double duty this week. We appreciate you coming in. And I'm sorry about the concert.
You're not.
Next time.
That'll never happen.
It's a guy's thing. Thing. Jay Vez, thank you again. Good to see you.
Yeah,
Thanks for going.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Thanks for going to the show.
Mm-hmm.
What do you? Oh, you're gonna close out with that? or
I'm going to outro with a little clip from the show
Awesome.
that I recorded.
All right. And Kevin Smith, thank
Sir.
you. Mr. Compass,
Always.
appreciate you. I
Thank
like
you.
that coat. It's
Thank
nice.
you. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, thanks. And coming to you live from Munster, Indiana, Lockpod Studio is the Locomotive saying thank you. We will be back on Tuesday with more interesting points of view. And we're going to close out with a little bit of John Mayer from the other night at the United Center playing on the piano.
Without Jill.
Enjoy. Yeah. Take care, everybody. Lockpod's out.
You're gonna live forever.